professional surf fishing with your host, Mr. Slab High Hook Jackson. Sponsored by the Jones Beach Fishing Station, Field 10, Jones Beach. Quality pencil poppers by the Guppy Lure Company. Saltwater's Tackle, Montauk Highway, West Islip. And the appliance experts at Gringer Appliance. Now, without any further ado, your host, Mr. Slab High Hook Jackson. Hey there, friends and neighbors, this is your old pal Slab High Hook Jackson saying, you ain't living, not even a smidgen, if you ain't surf fishing. Alright, now I didn't have as much time to fish this show as I normally do, but nonetheless, got a very interesting show for you. You know, we got a giveaway from our friends at Saltwater's Tackle. Mike over there gave me another $25 gift certificate to give away to one of my viewers, so that's great. Thank you, Michael. Hey, John is the younger brother of a fella by the name of Victor. Victor's a viewer of mine. He fishes Jamaica Bay. John is about 12 years old, and look what John sent in to me. Look at this drawing. Oh, it's just first class. It says, when I see you on the beach, it's always catch and release. And I just love that. John, thank you so much. It's a great drawing, and I appreciate having it. Now, what else is going on out there? Well, on June 21st, I'm going to be at the award ceremony for the Showdown at the Shore. It's Bass Blues, it's Fluke, it's sponsored by the Jones Beach Fishing Station. It's 3 days long, starts on the 19th, ends on the 21st. Now, on noon at the 21st, I'm going to be playing all your rock and roll favorites for about 3 hours down there. So listen, if you're in the tournament, I'm going to see you. If not, come on by. Hey, you guys know I'm not the only high hook out there. Look at all these other high hooks.
The waves will come a-crashing, I'll be on the beach and casting, I'm a high hook. When no one else is catching, I'm the only one with action, I'm a high hook. Where the land meets the sea, that's where I'll be. Anywhere there's surf, that's my home turf. I was born high on a dune, on a high tide full moon, I'm high hook.
Alright, so it's the week of May 17th and I go down looking for fish. I even stopped down here at Field 6 at Jones Beach. I mean, look at the kites. They were just magnificent. It was nice. There were a lot of people, so I really didn't hang around to fish. But anyhow, I kept looking around during the week. Look at Gilgo. Gilgo was just loaded to the gills with trucks. Look at them, everybody. Surfers, fishermen. There was everybody hanging out on the beach, I'm telling you. I went over to Green Island to see what was going on. Well, they had people out there in boats. They had a couple of guys fishing on the pier. I was working the marshland all around there, but I couldn't raise a fish. I even wound up at Jones Inlet again to check it out, and let me tell you, there was a lot of boat traffic some days. It's just beautiful conditions. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. Mostly I was missing. I tell you, it was terrible. I had to go away. I had some business to take care of. I was going to be out of town. I couldn't fish. And man, every day I was away, I was wondering what's going on. Well, Chris tells me that he and Cigar Joe knocked them dead on Sunday, May 24th at Robert Moses. Man, they had 3 hours of action, 50-plus fish between the two of them, bass and blues to 12 pounds. Oh, man, am I envious. And here's a better picture of our heroes. That's Chris on the right and Cigar Joe on the left. Bravo, my friends, bravo. The Guppy Lure Company. Quality pencil poppers made in the USA by fishermen for fishermen. If you like the Surface Strike as much as I do, you're going to fall in love with these pencil poppers by Guppy Lures. They come in a variety of different sizes and finishes, and let me tell you, they're all quality made right here in the USA. Alright, so I haven't been fishing for about a week. I go over to Jones Inlet. It's May 29th. I'm finally out there having a good time. You can see that my rod is bent here, my line is tight. Alright. I was in seventh heaven. I got into some nice bluefish here, some nice fish. Now, you notice I'm smoking a cigar. Now, listen to him take some dragon stuff. He's a tough fish. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a pole tip?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
All right, that's my camera person there that you're listening to. I got a cigar in my mouth for this reason. There are lots of gnats around. It's very little wind. And although I have the different bug sprays, I prefer to put a cigar simply because it keeps them away from my face. I just puff on it a little bit, and it really is effective. Now, what am I using as a lure? You're probably saying to yourself, well, I got this 1 1/4 ounce guppy lure. It's a pencil popper. It did a beautiful job out there of catching these fish. And, oh man, it was really worthwhile. So, yeah, what am I fighting him now for? Gee, at least a minute. At least a minute. Ah, here he comes now. All right, now you got to go easy on him. I don't want to hurt him, you know. You could see the pencil popper hanging out of his mouth. He still had some fight in him, but I better go down and get him, you know. Now watch what happens as I get down there. Just as I'm about to grab a hold of him, what's he do? He spits the lure. But he doesn't go anyplace. He's actually right at my feet. Here he is. He's just hanging there. He finally gets his wits about him, and away he goes. He was a good fish. Really was. So I figured the next morning at the same tide I'd get back out there. You could see it's early a.m. There's lots of fog around, but the fish didn't show. There were a couple of maybe little cocktail blues, but that was the size of it. There were no big brutes around. All right, when I need appliances, I trust the experts at Gringer. Whether it's a refrigerator, an oven, a cooktop, dishwasher, ventilation equipment. Hey, if you're bringing something home for the table, your catch is going to taste spectacular on one of these new smokers or barbecues, whether it's freestanding or built-in. And they got quite a selection there at Gringer as well. Whether you need pro ranges and all the latest styles and colors. Hey, whatever you need in the way of appliances, you make sure you stop by Gringer and tell them you saw them on the Slab Jackson Surf Fishing Show. All right, I'm down here at Jones Inlet. It's just about dark. It's at the high tide, and this little bluefish nailed this pencil popper here. All right, he's still pretty feisty, but I got to get him back in the water. Good fish. I'm glad I got hit with the grace of God again. Oh, yeah, man. Nice fish. All right, so when it got dark, I changed to the swimming plug. I'm throwing it out there and retrieving it nice and slow, and all of a sudden, bang, I get hit by a nice fish. Well, I had him on for a few seconds, and all of a sudden the damn thing is gone. Well, when I retrieved my lure, I noticed that the treble hook was just missing. You know, I've had this experience before. I was a little silly. I'm fishing at night. I'm throwing my lure out. I keep getting hits, but I can't hook up. I must have been hit 3 or 4 times before I finally realized there was something wrong with my lure. I brought it in and then turned on the light, noticed that the hook was missing. So a word to the wise, if you're getting hit and not hooking up, double check your equipment, make sure everything is right. Hey, here's a late entry. Now, these are the tournament winners from the Jones Beach Fishing Station. That's Bobby Bate with a 2-pound flounder, Tommy Trees with a 1-pound blowfish, and, of course, Mr. Ed Walsh in the middle there. He's the fellow who runs the Jones Beach Fishing Station. All right, now, those bluefish have really kept me hopping. You know, most of my success with those bluefish have been at the high water slack. Unfortunately, the time period of that high water slack isn't very long that they're actually biting. And another thing is you can go down there under the perfect conditions and nothing's happening. So it's hit or miss with those bluefish. If you find them, you're going to be in. You got to find them. Now, I spoke to Mike at Saltwater's Tackle, and he's telling me that the blues are all around his area, of course. And there's an occasional bass mixed in as well. Sand sharks are starting to hit the beaches, so you can have a lot of fun with those sand sharks. Now, Mike is generous enough to give another $25 gift certificate out to one of my viewers, and this show's winner is Kaja. Kaja, congratulations. You're a $25 gift certificate winner at Saltwater's Tackle. Now, we also have a viewer it's easy for me to say. We also have a viewer write-in. It's from Mr. Richard Craig from Hohokus, New Jersey, but I knew you would have guessed that. Anyhow, Mr. Richard Craig says, "Dear Slab, I know you're a fisherman and a musician, but an actor? I've never seen you act anywhere. Well, hey, let me tell you something, Mr. Richard Craig. I've been in thousands of shows and movies. And to be quite honest with you, you're going to see some footage here, and it's going to show you a couple of things. You're going to see something where you're going to be looking right at me. You don't even know it's me. There are times when I'm just a face in the crowd or the guy pumping gas you're not even paying attention to. But I have to thank Mr. Clint Eastwood. You know, Mr. Clint Eastwood has put me in almost all his movies and shows and whatnot. And sometimes I'm just that face in the crowd or that guy pumping gas. Other times, hey, you're going to know it's me, like in this footage right here.
Case. Got it with an axe during the rush hour. How about some cream pie?
Operation Supervisor.
I don't think so.
Phoenix, use white courtesy telephone.
Must be trouble. That's the airport code name for trouble.
American Airlines Flight 577. Electric.
Oh my God! It's Josie Wales! You're gonna pull those pistols or whistle Dixie.
He said something to the effect of, "We're not alone," or "somebody down here." And when I looked up, I seen a figure in the spotlight. 3 steps and it was gone. 3 steps and it was gone. No mistaking it.
No mistaking.
It was one color. It was walking as a, steady pace, and 3 steps, it was gone.
Yeah, it was not a man.
I was born high on a dune, on a high tide full moon. I'm high hook. There ain't no denying that when the fish are